Peace. This is Star with the Star Blooms. So, okay, Spirit literally is urging me to share this message, but in a rate that I desire versus forcing it to be something that it doesn't have to be. Okay, show up, show up, show up. You're in a space of fear based off of what it is that you've yet to believe within yourself because of what you previously thought you knew you were. In the inevitable point where you learn to pivot into the new energy and space that you've now acquired, right? There's an opportunity that you have in integration. And a lot of the times, how they gave it to me was so beautiful. It's like when you take a test, you only transferring the paper over, you're only surrendering the test, okay? Because you desire a score. You want to be graded, you want to know how you've done, all right? And in the release of whatever it is that you've done, meaning that you can't change the answers, you can't do anything different. In the release, you recognize whatever it is that you've learned. A lot of the times when we're going through circumstances and experiences in life, we believe for whatever reason that whatever it is that we're perceiving within ourselves, a lot of the times we believe that it's like something derogatory towards us, right? We believe that it makes us bad. We consider it to be a failure. Sometimes we'll even condemn or judge ourselves based off of the experience. But in truth, it was just that. It was an experience. And when you come into the vortex of change, that's all you're doing. You're now actually experiencing something different. If we relabel whatever it is that we're going through in a higher perspective for us to basically retrieve whatever it is that we're meant to garner in this space, we then give ourselves the opportunity to move beyond forethought. We give ourselves the opportunity to move beyond self-doubt. And self-doubt is only playing in our mind because we're not used to standing our ground on our dreams. We're not used to actually honoring the space that says, no, I'm not alone. I get to have my soul family. I get to actually contribute and be of service by retrieving the service that I'm actually asking other people to receive. I'm actually rendering it to myself. I'm going to take it and actually make it and transmute it and alchemize it, and then I'm going to pour it out. A lot of the times we don't allow ourselves to pour in. So when we go to pour out, we're pouring out from insufficient spaces that don't actually fully represent our truth and who it is that we are. And it timids us in our show up. And Spirit don't like that. They don't like that. They want us to be at a rate to where we're boldly showing up intentionally, desiring whatever it is that we know we have to offer. That's the good thing. We recognize a lot of the times where we'll be like, you're needed so badly, and Spirit's like, no, you need it good. You're needed good. Your need is so good at this point in this rate in your life. You don't have the opportunity to say yes. Say yes to the new beginning. Say yes to the new experience that you're desiring. Say yes to you having the opportunity to see what it is that you're worthy of creating by being so passionate and full and consistent in whatever it is that you're garnering and creating, whatever artistic expressions you have, whatever layer of communication you're now honoring with your soul and your spirit, whatever ways you're now opening up to actually retrieve the soul family who's now here for you at this rate. Okay, I wrote down some affirmations that I think that are extremely beautiful. And sharing your gift, the best thing for you to basically now affirm within yourself is, I will stop waiting and offer my light. And honoring the fact that you now believe in yourself, you can say, I can do it. I'm worthy of creating my dreams. And representing the fact that you now stand your ground, I would say I claim my space in the universe and I stand up for myself. And representing the fact that it takes time to gradually develop when you are making spiritual growth, I would affirm true healing and spiritual growth take time. I trust in the divine process. And representing the beautiful change in existence in the experience of whatever is unfolding with you and your soul, I would say change is good for me. I expect the best. and in full representation of the fact that you are destined to reunion with the support that is now here for you on your journey. I would say I am not alone. My soul family are here to lift me up now. Allow yourself to be in the newness that you are acquiring and start to generate responses within your mind, within your mental, within your vessel, within your actions, within how you're showing up and being, how you're showing up and doing. Create the spaces that allow you to be in full representation of yourself. Continue to surrender the things that you know aren't true um, about you and about the things that you've allowed yourself to retrieve and perceive. Be at the rate of, do not continue to move forward. Thank you, Spirit. That is so powerful. Do not continue to move forward in this now stage of your journey, convincing yourself that you haven't done enough, that the connection and companionship that you have with your higher self and with your spirit team isn't enough. Stop convincing yourself that the work that you've done isn't actually showing, and allow the full representation to unfold. I literally see almost like a lotus flower blooming up, or a butterfly, a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. There is a transformation, okay, that has occurred. And in the midst of this transformation, you've had to be gently patient with yourself. And sometimes we don't really allow ourselves to be at that gentle, patient place with ourselves because we don't see the beauty in the changes that we've made, because we're constantly perceiving the change as the bad that has come, because we are operating off of the grade that we may have gotten from the task that we were asked to complete. And we aren't actually in the full representation of what it is that we are now garnering. The truth is that I literally said, and this is personal for me because I just went through a divorce. I said I had to release the D in order for me to get the A. All right. So the D is truth. Yes, I had a divorce, but the abundance that I'm walking into is also true. And that's the new experience, right? And because I'm now at the rate to where I'm ready to get the new experience, I actually get to be in a rate to where I'm happy and I'm not downcast or sad about what has transpired, because the D isn't the full representation of the total sum. It's the experience. All right. And I'm changing based off of now what I've opened up to, what's allotted to me on this space. And because I'm so infinite, my soul has the opportunity to continue to morph, continue to decide, continue to pivot. And in each pivot, the energy that I'm flowing into, there's a potential way for me to actually perceive it. And I'm going to choose the best rate for myself by pouring it into me first, by surrendering whatever it is that I know that I'm not, so that I now can be who it is that I am. You are, all right? How do you prove that you are? By doing what it is that you must do so you could have what you must have, so spirit could prove to you, yes, you are. You abundant, you wealthy, yes, you are. You're going to have all of these things, yes, you are. You want to be loved, yes, you will. And that's the relationship, but it's a bold statement. How do you start it? Show up, intentionally show up on purpose, okay? And start believing in the dreams that you've acquired. Start believing in the seed that you've now invested in. Invest in yourself more so you don't feel that there's such a loss, okay? And in the exchanges that you've had with other people, a lot of the times, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done. A lot of the times, y'all, especially with deep empaths, I don't know why I was going to say dark empaths, but especially with empathic people who are extremely empathic, especially if you weren't aware of the fact that you were empathic and you've now come into this layer of awareness. You may have shown up previously with the desire to sacrifice yourself in order to receive a certain rate from others, right? And what happens is you get mad, frustrated, or upset that these people aren't willing to then sacrifice themselves as well. And it becomes a lose-lose circumstance, because for them to be loyal to you, they would be disloyal to themselves, which makes a rate of actually not being at any balance within yourself. So you start to recognize, okay, I'm going to balance myself. I'm going to receive myself. I'm going to actually honor myself. I'm going to do for myself. I no longer need you to surrender, whatever it is that you're doing to show up for me. I'm going to actually show up for myself. And what will happen is now I'm actually calling in the spaces, the people, the rates, the exchanges, the experiences, the change that is necessary for me to actually receive whatever it is that I'm whole in being, versus showing up at a fraudulent space, forcing myself to become insufficient by exhausting myself with this rape of mentality that I have to do and have to be. No, it's from a loving space. It's from a truthful space. All right. 333-444-777, 521-808-606. Those are numbers that I've been seeing. If you've seen any of these numbers, this message is for you. Please show up at this point. Allow yourself to relax in nature. Give out water. Allow the birds to bring the messages that they've been trying to bring to you by being open to perceive while in nature what is there for you, always communicating with you. Stop being in this weird space with your whole being, which is all of you in your whole existence. This is your world. You are experiencing it. And if you're full in whatever expression of experience that you're having, you'll be able to garner the rate that you're meant to actually receive at this time. I love y'all. I hope you have a dope day. I'm going to be doing lives today. Yes. Be intentional on purpose, y'all. Peace.